Welcome back, crew. Another top 10 is here. It has arrived. And this one is going to be kind of interesting. So, Samuel, what is the topic for today?
Top 10 moments, things, or whatever we can think of the JJ verse. The Star Trek reboots by JJ Abrams, the top 5/10 things we like about his verse.
This should be pretty quick. Nothing.
Nah, we, top 5, yeah. But what's good about this is that I have no idea what Stuart's going to pick. Could be anything, and I think mine will surprise him possibly as well. So, number 5, Stuart, what is your number 5?
Number 5, most favorite thing in the JJ universe is the uniforms. Great take on the TOS uniform, good redesign, and I think if they had stuck to that for everything, including the Enterprise, as far as redesign goes, I think the original will make it just better. Would have been amazing.
Like sleek out, because it's basically the same, like I say, the same pattern, just sleeked, refined,
but modernized, without making it grossly unproportioned.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about or referring to there. So number 4 is going to have to be the John Eves shuttle design. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shuttle in an otherwise ugly ship-filled universe. Sorry, it had to be said. I mean, the shuttle is amazing. It's one of those other things. It's a good redesign of the original.
Yeah,
should have done that with everything.
But do you like the fact that it has a plastic sheet in the middle of the shuttle you have to walk through?
That's just the medical shuttle. That's fine.
Why would he take a medical? Why would he take a medical shuttle? Why would Captain whatever his name is take the medical shuttle though?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Well, he walks through that. That's when you see it.
Oh. I don't know.
The same set. Why would Star Trek need a plastic? Anyway, that's a complete.
It should be a force field, but it's a plastic sheet. Wow. Thank you, JJ, for.
Number 3, Stuart.
Number 3 would be the Kelvin Communicator design.
Yep.
The handheld communicators they had when we first saw them, I was so pumped.
I was tempted to say that one as one of them.
They redesigned something and did an amazing job. I was so excited at the beginning of that movie because everything's kind of working for me. And then we got to the whatever that thing is that you see later for a communicator. But yes,
I like
Kelvin Communicator.
Rustic. It's very rustic. It's very yeah.
Number 2 would have to be Karl Urban as McCoy.
Okay.
Awesome actor to do that. He's perfect McCoy, and he brings the perfect Forrest Kelly kind of vibe to it, and really
although younger.
Yes, absolutely, but he's definitely the same character. He's got the same kind of punchy attitude, the same kind of sarcasticness, the same kind of.
I think it's difficult to say though because McCoy was always an older, grumpier character. So his oldness is part of his character. If that's what makes I don't know.
Anyway, number 1 would have to be Captain Pike. Okay. I mean, Jeffrey Hunter was awesome. I love Pike. I would have liked to see more of him, but to see more of Pike in the JJ movies and from such a good actor that really, he's somebody that I would like to see as a captain. I would watch movies with him as captain.
We could say he punched it.
Which is very Star Trek-esque. Punch it, Chewie. But we won't go there. Yeah. But Pike was an amazing addition to the films, and I wish we could have seen more of him before he died. I didn't like that he died.
I can't say there was much of the original Pike in him, but there wasn't that much characterization in the original Pike anyway.
Exactly, yeah.
So he was a good Starfleet captain. I'll give him that absolutely, and he does also do conventions. I've seen him from afar. Would have said hi, but we had to go, so I'm kind of annoyed I didn't now, but it's okay. Yeah. Okay, interesting list. Very different to mine.
Good. I want to hear your list.
My number 5 is the music of the JJ verse.
That should have been my top number 1.
Pretty good music, quite epic, sci-fi, energetic, and gives it all a consistent feel. And for the most part, it does feel like Star Trek music, or in the same realm anyway, because obviously evolves. And while I know the composer specifically stayed away from using any pre-existing or familiar musical cues, he did use the classic one right at the end of the first film. Thank you. Which was nice, although it would have been much nicer to see some other crossovers. I mean, Doomsday Machine, or any of these little tunes in the film would have been great because they are part of what make Star Trek iconic. But that's not the point of the JJ verse to use any of the iconic stuff, really.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. The music was phenomenal.
Yeah, but could be a bit more Star Trek. But okay, whatever. Good music overall. So number 4 is Benedict Cumberbatch's Khan as a Khan that doesn't hate Kirk. Now. We all know he's not the Khan, but he as a version of a Khan, I like him, and I'm just so intrigued to see how Khan would be if he doesn't hate Kirk. If you just have, it's a surgically altered Khan, and as that, he was rather good. Gave a very different performance than in Wrath of Khan, and it was great to see. I said this is the Khan that didn't hate Kirk, and this is a Khan closer to how he was when he ruled a large part of the world in World War III. That is fascinating, and a great performance from a parallel version of this character, and just to see the other perspective, I think, was worth it. Life events. I mean, think of Khan from Space Seed. He's very different to how Khan is. He's not as eccentric. So life experiences make the man. I like seeing the different version. Anyway, my number 3 is very specific. It's those 10 or so seconds on screen when we pan across Marcus's desk and see the NX-01/Phoenix in the briefing room. That's my third favourite thing of the J.J. Abrams universe. And this was almost my favourite part of Into Darkness. I'm not kidding. It showed some extra respect for Star Trek that was very much needed, and it was fun to see Phoenix and NX-01 in that lineup. I know that's probably the only moment I truly grinned broadly. I was like, yes, you just got a point there. So that moment is my number 3 of the entire JJ verse. Number 2 is the uniforms. I think they do stay true to TOS, but with more modern fabric and style, and I think it does work, and that's a hell of an important thing, and they did get it right, although I don't think the Into Darkness ones with the actual put the Starfleet uniform insignia in the fabric, that seems odd. Whatever. My number 1, Stuart, let's see if I can recreate it, is the Kelvin scene.
I thought that was the JJ prize for a minute, and I was going to jump through the screen and just come over there.
No, it's the Kelvin coming out. It was great seeing the cinema, a truly moment. The cinematography was done brilliantly, so dynamic, and it just was amazing. Seeing that, hearing that buzz of a starship. I mean, it sort of went off the rails a little bit as it got further in. Why would a Romulan ship from the future need to fire more than one torpedo to destroy a ship from 200? Anyway, whatever. Still a great scene, and it really gave us some high hopes for this new JJ verse, and then it all got smashed. But great first scene, and it's interesting how it is canon. Don't know. But
I was same thing for me. The beginning of the movie I was hyped because it was just perfect. Sound effects, the communicator, everything was awesome.
Yeah, obviously
except for the size of the Kelvin, but
yeah, things started bugging me quite quickly. But that's the overall. So that is my top 5. What is your honorable mention?
My honorable mention would have to be Carol Marcus, because she's a hottie.
I thought the performance was better than the hottiness, to be honest. I thought she had a really nice bit, but I mean, to each their own.
I thought she had a nice couple of bits, actually. She's definitely eye candy and something I like to look at. So
definitely needs to be the next one. I think she is, because that's such that as a hardcore Trek fan, as it were, seeing that relationship is certainly something that I'm like, oh yeah, do that again. Sure, show us a new version, because it's just it'll be different by definition. Anyway, so my honorable mention is The Vengeance. Now, while the hole in the ship I don't like, and the scale, and how it was shown in the movie, the actual ship I like.
Yeah, it's proportionally not retarded.
It's simply because I didn't like it as much in the movie. But when you actually physically get one, the Eagle Moss version, it's like, oh, okay, I dig it. You really get to see it in 3D. You get to appreciate it. There's a lot of cool things about it. If they just fixed that, I mean, this is a pretty decent ship, and I think definitely an honorable mention of the entire JJ universe.
I agree. It's a nice ship.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so as far as your list goes, I'm impressed. I mean, I should have said the music. I've always said it's one of my favorite things from the JJ reboot.
Surprised it wasn't in there for you?
Yeah. Khan, he's a great villain. Don't get me wrong. Benedict Cumberbatch is a great villain, but he's not Khan. But
he's that version of Khan. But the whole universe is messed up anyway, so you take it with the grain of salt, and parallels are always interesting.
True. Now, NX-01 and the Phoenix on the table. The Phoenix, yes. The NX-01, no. Because that's obviously what happened to the JJ verse, is they were in the wrong timeline that had the NX-01, and it's not the original Prime universe.
Well, they also had the Declaration as well, the ring ship. Although, why on earth would you have the Vengeance on your secret? It's also not a secret ship, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I know. They should have kept the Constitution class
Kelvin
hanging from...
Why would you have the Kelvin next to the NX-01, then the Vengeance? It should be the Colony
Enterprise.
And then not the Vengeance.
Yeah.
But
even the JJ prize would have made sense there,
Yeah.
But there was an original Connie hanging in Marcus's office. Should have kept that scene in. That's another of my pet peeves.
That probably would be my second honorable mention. Yeah. But
Uniforms I got to agree with because they're on my list. And then the first Kelvin scene I totally agree with. The whole scene the ship, the sounds, the uniforms, the communicators. It all was working and was good. And I was hoping the whole movie would be like that.
Yes.
But yes.
It's like it was sort of off track, but close enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Put
like.
them on my list. What do you think about my list?
I like. I'm surprised, honestly. I think I like how different our lists were. I know you really got to think about what is fundamentally the best for you. I thought you would kind of find it funny. I picked 10 seconds of the movie as my third favorite thing. But I like Pike. But again, I wouldn't say favorite. Karl Urban. Yeah, I mean these are the sort of things that fans say as some of the strengths of the JJ verse. I certainly agree, but they're not my favorite things. If that makes sense. I mean, yeah, Shuttle. Yeah, I like you've gone sort of very Trekyards here with the uniform, a communicator, a shuttle, and then two characters. I like that. I went for sort of more odd things.
Around it says Trekyards, like right there. Trekyards.
It says it. Yeah, it says it there to me.
Yeah, over there.
Hey, Stuart, you're over there, aren't you?
Hey, how you doing?
We never actually looked at each other, have we? Hey,
I've looked at you a few times.
Oh, hey.
Yes. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, so good list. And I like thinking positives of the JJ universe because there is always positives, and I think my list is pretty decent. I mean, they made some good things, and it's just personal things that made me smile, and that's what we're going to look at. So yeah, that is it for another top 10. Let us know what you think of the JJ verse if you really want, and let us know what your top 5 things are in the comments below. Do you agree with us? You've got to. Come on, we're the best. We're the Trekyards. Come on, why not? I don't know.
Exactly, and be nice. Any bullying or name calling, and it's not acceptable.
But this is the top 5 best things, so there shouldn't be a negativity at all.
Of course not. It's just JJ we're talking about.
Yeah, like I said, that is it for another top 10. I will see you next week for another top 10 with more crazy, awful intros. I'm not scripted. I just say things off the top of my head. So until then, guys, this is Commander Cockins.
And this is Captain Foley.
Bye, guys.
Bye.